Alrighty, so first of all, I do apologize. The fact that the video quality and also the audio quality is not going to be very good in this video. I mean, that of course is going to happen when you're doing a review on the road like I'm doing right now. But nevertheless, the first game of this match week is in the books, and my oh my, this was just absolute cinema in this game between St. Louis and the Galaxy. And in many ways, this game kind of felt like the Galaxy game of the old in the last time when you know that it's not a Galaxy game without some crazy thing that is going to happen, and especially with the way that both of these teams have conceded a lot of late goals and have given up leads late in this one, you just kind of had a feeling that we were going to get some drama late in this game and get a couple of late goals in this game as well. Now, in the first half, and I'm reading this on my phone right here, I put all the notes here on the phone. I, of course, are raising the board here in terms of the goal score and also the stats as well. But I'll read the notes of this game from my phone here. And in the second minute, the first shot of the game did see Berkey denying Peck from close range before Mikovic would deny Betcher from close. And then he denied Betcher again from close in the 7th minute. And really, from the get-go, this game looked like it was going to be a good one because, you know, there were some really good chances for both of these teams early on. The shots were 3-1 for St. Louis early in this game. Peck would then puts it high from long range before Royce would puts it high from long range in the 28th minute. But then in the 35th minute, Jean-Claude would score. So he scored from Hartel to make it 1-0 in favor of St. Louis, but that lead did not last long. And this would be a common theme in terms of this game where every time when someone takes the lead in this game, the lead does not last long. As just 6 minutes after St. Louis took the lead, the Galaxy equalized as Gabriel Peck, yes, he finally is back on the goal scoring chart. It's been a long time since he have scored a goal for the Galaxy, but he finally scored here from Royce to make it 1-1 in this one. To say that it's been a long time since he has scored a goal for the Galaxy, it's an understatement. I mean, that's his first goal that he has scored since March against Vancouver, since match day number 2 that he scored a goal for this Galaxy side. Paintsel then looked for the lead, but he hits it right to Berkey. But we do head to halftime with the score tied up at 1 apiece. And in the second half, St. Louis wastes no time to get the lead back. As in the 47th minute, it's Jean-Claude again. This time he scored from Pompeo to make it 2-1 in this one. And this was just way too easy. I mean, just a simple long ball here. You know the Galaxy likes to play high line, and that time they just got completely caught playing that high line there. St. Louis just kind of put a simple route one ball, and next thing you know, Jean-Claude was in on goal, and with the way that he was definitely feeling it in this game, he was not going to miss that one. So that made it 2-1 in this one, and then he hits one right to Mikovic in the 49th minute as St. Louis definitely started the better side heading into the second half. The Galaxy doesn't seem like they even come out of the locker room because it was a really slow start for the Galaxy. They must have saw when I wrote that because literally after I wrote that, they equalized. As Nascimento would score from Royce and Nelson to make it 2-2 in this one, and that was just vintage Galaxy attack. I mean, just so well they worked for the Galaxy there to get themselves the equalizer in this one. And again, once again, it just feels like both of these teams just cannot hold on to the lead for more than 5 minutes in this game. But in the 55th minute, Paintsel puts one that was deflected wide. All of a sudden, the momentum was with the Galaxy. They were pushing for the lead. Peck would then puts it high from long range. And then we did go through a bit of a period where not much really happened. This is kind of the only time when there wasn't really much that happened in this game because, again, this game was really action-paced. At times, it was very end-to-end, something similar to what we see with Galaxy game in the past, especially last season. But really, as we head to the final 15 minute, you know, this is pretty much a dangerous time for both of these teams. We know both of these teams are among the worst when it comes to conceding goal late in the game, and the fact that both of these teams have conceded the most goal in the last 15 minutes. So you know what's going to happen in this game. There's going to be like goal drama in this one. And in the 82nd minute, Teuscher fires it wide from long range, but then in the 87th minute, Galaxy get the lead back, or not get the lead back, I'm sorry, but get the lead for the very first time. They actually never had the lead up to this point, but in the 87th minute, it's Gabriel Peck. So he scored a brace in this one. He's already equal he already not even equal, but score more goals in this game than he has pretty much had coming into this one. And really, he can thank Jaden Reed for this one because Jaden Reed basically did a Stevie G here. He basically slipped to send Peck in on goal there, and just like that, the Galaxy had the lead. Looked like they were gonna get on their way of only winning their second game of the season. And again, you know, with them finally winning that first game of the season, you just kind of had a sense that, you know, the confidence is definitely there for this team, and maybe this is the beginning of them going on a crazy run to somehow in some way find themselves back in the playoff race. Lepoli then look for another, but he puts this one wide. We get 10 minutes of stoppage time in this one, and that's definitely bad news for the Galaxy because again, these two teams they have a tough time when it comes to closing out games this season, and in the 5th minute stoppage time, we kind of found out why. Because in that moment, John Klaus would complete his hat trick. He scored from Bungardo to make it 3-3 in this one. Just an absolute banger of a volley there to complete a hat trick. Just a perfect day for John Klaus. This is probably the John Klaus that we saw when St. Louis came into the league, just lighting the league on fire. And ever since that, it's been a really rough time for him, and especially dealing with injuries as well. That doesn't help the cause, but yeah, he's definitely not been the John Klaus that we saw when he came into the league and really light the league on fire. But this was probably the closest version we saw in this game. So yeah, that ties the game up at 3 apiece. Painto then looked to take the lead late, and he actually had St. Louis beat there because he cut this one in. There was a couple of St. Louis defenders that were just scrambling to try to block this one away, and somehow I think one of them actually took a deflection, and it goes right to Roman Burki. What a big opportunity that was for the Galaxy to win it late in this one. And then we did have some tempers flare that was going on. Wall-Claus was definitely received some medical treatment. This is when the tempers started to get hot by both of these teams. But yeah, in the end, what a game. This turns out to be an absolute 6-goal thriller that we saw in this one. It ends in a 3-3 draw in this one. The shots in this one, 11 shots compared to 15 that the Galaxy had, 6 shots on goal compared to 5 that St. Louis had, 2 shots off target compared to 4 that the Galaxy had, 4 shots on block compared to 5 that the Galaxy had, and possession-wise, 47% possession compared to 53% possession the Galaxy has in this game. And while this is definitely absolute cinema for the neutral to watch, I'm not quite sure either of these head coaches is going to be very happy with this resort. I mean, for St. Louis, they're not going to be happy with this resort considering they had the lead twice in this one, cannot hold on to that lead, and had some moment themselves to win this game. And then for the Galaxy, again, when you score a late goal like that, you need to try to hang on to it. And I know they have had their trouble doing so, but yeah, I mean, they need to hang on to it. They want any chances in terms of making this miraculous run to get themselves back into playoff contention. And that I also would say that when you look at how this game turns out, where it feels like this was kind of one of those games where it was a lot of momentum switches, and it seems like both teams was kind of going at it at almost the same pace, and both teams kind of had similar chances at different moment. I guess maybe a free draw and a point share in this game is kind of a fair resort considering the chaos that is shown in this one. But yeah, this is definitely a good omen in terms of what we'll see the rest of the evening. We'll see whether or not if we're going to have more entertaining game. And by the way, I'm most likely going to do the review of these weekend games either tomorrow or it's going to be on Monday. Most likely it's going to be Monday because I'm going to be on the road again tomorrow as well. Tonight I'll basically do the review of the opening match of the Club World Cup, that is between Inter Miami and Ali. But after that, tomorrow I'll be on the road pretty much for the entire day before coming home really late into the evening. So there is a chance, most likely, I'm not going to be able to do the review until Monday. And I say I'm on the road for the entire day. After that USA versus Trinidad and Tobago game that I'm planning to attend, I still have something to do, some errands to run late into the evening. So for those of you wondering, well, aren't I supposed to be attending that game tomorrow? Yes, I am going to be attending that game tomorrow, but I do still have some errands to run after that. So most likely the review of the remaining game will not be happening until Monday. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you guys leave a like, smash the subscribe button, and yeah, I of course will see you guys next time.